Long time no see. I had to take a couple days off. How you guys doing? So, I think this came out a few months ago, but I just got hip to this guy named McDonald. Have you guys heard of him? He's a rapper. He's a white dude, and he has this video called Politically Correct and Straight White Male. He has a few videos, but I came across his Politically Incorrect video. It's brilliant, and I would suggest that you guys check it out. Check him out and give him some support. I'll put his video down in the links if you have not heard of him. But he's just calling out all the bullshit of people that can't take criticism and that are so sensitive. We become so sensitive in this country, you know, that we can't have conversations. And honestly, I mean, you know, conspiracy theory me, right? I definitely think it's something that's planned. It didn't just like happen. I think that there is a conscious effort to make people very sensitive, because when people are very sensitive, you can't have conversations, you can't solve problems, you can't find middle ground, right? So, you know, it's just, you know, really disheartening and just frustrating and infuriating to see grown-ass men that, you know, are men and women, I guess, that are so sensitive, you know, that they can't even handle a difference of opinion. They become like spoiled children. It's just like, it's very disturbing, actually, if you ask me. He just calls it out, you know, and I'm sure he triggered a lot of people when that video came out. So I'm looking forward to seeing more of him. He's great. He's funny. And I love the no nonsense bullshit, no bullshit attitude. Like, you know, I'm kind of like that as well. I have, you know, I'm very respectful to a point, but then I get to the point where I'm just like, all right, I can't, like, you can't please everybody. That's why, you know, on this channel, I was kind of trying to do that for a while, and then I'm just like, you know what? It's crazy making. It's crazy to try and please everybody. You can't please everybody, right? Like, I went through I was trying to kind of, and I do curtail my cursing. You know, I am more conscious of it than I was before, but sometimes I'll get really upset. I'll get very livid, then I'll make a video and I'll curse, especially when it has to do with vaccines and the pharmaceutical industry. It's really hard for me to like just not curse those jerks out. You know, and I realize too, if you don't curse, you'll reach more people, you know, but at the same time, this channel is, like I've said before, it's very cathartic for me. And then there are just some people too, you kind of speak to a certain type of people when you do curse, right? Like a people that are very truthful, that are no bullshit, that are no nonsense. You know, I'm not, you know, I don't really like cursing, you know, outside of the world. I don't like cursing in front of children. I don't like cursing in front of older people. You know, I'll respect if they're around me in person. I'll respect their, you know, I'll respect that space and not, you know, I realize words have power and words have energy, but at the same time, you know, the people that want to control what you say because it makes them feel uncomfortable too. Like, you know, there is that balance. There are those people that, you know, if you curse, you know, you think that their ears are going to fall off or something like that because they can't, like, they've never heard bad words before. Like, come on, like, give me a break. So, I'm in a little better mood today, though. I'm not cursing. It's just the politically incorrect thing, though. I remember one time I was on a thread and I was like, oh, you think that's so retarded? And then this person's like, that's a very offensive word. Retarded, you know, it's not a nice word to say. And I was like, really? I'm like, that's the most retarded thing I've ever heard. I was like, you're retarded for saying that. And they got so mad. It was great, you know? Sometimes it's fun because you can fuck around with people too, and you can just like push their buttons by saying really, really simple shit because they're just so unhinged and they're so unstable that it's easy, you know? Sometimes it's just so easy, but and then other times you want to get serious, where you do want to find a middle ground and you really do want to talk to people about stuff. But even sometimes I feel like I'm being serious and I'm really trying to find middle ground. There are people that just, they can't take it. Like, I have a couple family members, a couple cousins, my brother, you know, that I can't have conversations with them anymore. You know, I have a cousin who's morbidly obese, and she, you know, wanted to post on Planned Parenthood. She works for Planned Parenthood, by the way, but she wanted to post on Facebook, you know, how great it was to be morbidly obese, and that it was a good thing. And I was like, no, it's not. you know, and I didn't say this on Facebook, but her mother died of complications from being morbidly obese, you know. Her stepmom died of complications of being morbidly obese. So I've had quite a few people that I really loved and lost that have died from being morbidly obese. So I don't think it's really good to, I don't think it beats, well, okay, let me go back. I don't think it beats I don't think it's a good thing to beat yourself up for being overweight or morbidly obese. You know, it doesn't do good to, like, you know, have a lot of self-hatred. And I have sympathy to a point. You know, I don't make fun of people that are fat. I don't even think movies making fun of fat people are funny. I just don't, because I know just a lot of people that suffer. But at the same time, I'm not going to condone somebody going on and saying that it's great to be morbidly obese when people are obviously dying. It's terrible. It leads to all types of diseases that are fatal, and it's not a healthy way of living. It's not healthy for society. It's not healthy for children to adopt that mentality. And I told her that, and I was just like, you know, I was nice about it. I didn't say, bitch, put down the fried chicken. Like, I could have been really mean about it. I wasn't. I was just very direct. And she's just like not speaking to me. Like, it's been a few years, you know. But, you know, I don't understand, you know, I don't think it was worth being politically correct to, you know, and to coddle her. She's a grown woman, to coddle her feelings, because, you know, you know, the truth needs to be told about stuff like that, right? The truth needs to be told about, you know, morbidly obese people and the high rate of death and disease that they have, instead of worrying about their fucking feelings and about being, you know, being accused of fat shaming. You know, there's a difference between making fun of somebody that's morbidly obese and you know, making them feel bad about themselves, and then being honest about the fact that they are morbidly obese, and they're probably going to die sooner than most people, or they're going to get diabetes or heart disease or any of these other complications that, you know, that lead to death and just a poor quality of life, right? So, you know, you have that problem, but then it's like, going back to the part where I think it's manufactured, it's like the elites doing this because they don't want people to take responsibility, because when people take responsibility, then they're empowered. So they kind of twist this narrative with making people so sensitive that you can't talk about stuff. And, you know, because there are a lot of grown people that don't want to take responsibility for a lot of the situations that they're in, you know. And then, you know, so then the elite, they can sell more GMO foods because they don't want people to really have a conscious decision about all of the junk food that they're eating and how unhealthy it is. And it makes them, like, you know, slothy cattle to be fed, to be controlled, you know. I mean, that's just one aspect, right? Just the whole, like, fat shaming thing tied in with the GMO, you know, and all the unhealthy, like the sodas and stuff, all the hormones in the food. I mean, to really, you know, lose weight and have a healthy life, which I've seen a lot of people do, and a lot of those people, they can't stand people that are morbidly obese and you know, try and act like nothing's wrong, because they've fought and they've really worked hard to lose weight. But a lot of it, you know, it entails giving up, like, GMO food and all this junk food and all this food that has additives in it and addictiveness to it, right? And then if you're overweight too and obese, you know, you're very sluggish, you're slow, you don't have a lot of self-esteem, and when you don't have a lot of self-esteem, you're easily controlled, you know? So, I mean, it's this whole cycle. And like I said, I don't know, that was just one example that I thought of about being politically incorrect and how it ties into. So that video's got me thinking about a lot of stuff, and like, oh, like, it's, you know, it's like this whole system that's been put into place to get people, you know, we're not talking about the gay problem. You can't talk about, like, trans issues and stuff. I've known a few trans people in my life. I can't say I've known a lot, but a lot, you know, the surgery and mutilation doesn't really make you happy. From what I've seen, the people that I've seen, it doesn't really solve anything. So, but to have a conversation other than that, being like, okay, well, let's look at all the hormones we're putting in the food. So let's look at all the aborted fetal tissues, cells that are being put in vaccines, right? The MCR5 cells and which are male cells, and the WI38 cells, which are female cells, and maybe injecting them into, you know, boys and girls are causing, you know, gender confusion, or injecting them into a pregnant woman. There's a woman named Teresa Deitcher who is a cellular molecular biologist, and she found out that she has an open letter. I should put that in the comments too. Read the open letter where she's talking about how they're actually integrating into our DNA. So, you know, let's talk about all of the herbicides and the BPA, the bisphenol, I don't know if it's bisphenol A, you know, hormones that were, you know, all the soy stuff. You know, maybe this is causing a rise in people that are trans. Maybe let's talk about you know, sexual abuse and sexual trauma, right? A lot of that has to do with I think, you know, there's a high, because I've known a lot of gay people, and I know a lot of gay people, and a lot of gay people that I know have been there. Every person, I shouldn't say every person, because there are a few people that I haven't talked to and I don't know for sure, but a lot of people, gay people I know, have been sexually abused by men and women. So there's just a high correlation. Why can't we can't have that conversation without being called, you know, like, you know, homophobic or transphobic? We can't have these conversations to really get to the bottom of this. So really, maybe some people will have a chance of being happy if we understand like why this is happening at such a high rate. You know, you can say that maybe chemicals and stuff haven't been around for years in the environment like they are now, but sexual abuse has been around since the beginning of time. So, I mean, these are just conversations that are thwarted, that are really stopping us from having real conversations in our society. And this whole politically incorrect, you know, just disease, or politically correct disease that's been thrust upon our society, it's very debilitating. It's very devolutionary, right? I don't think it's helping us evolve at all. I think it's actually causing us to go the other way. You know, how are we going to heal in our country with all the lies that the media has told without having conversations? And people are so triggered that you can't even like have, you know, basic common sense conversations without people having a fucking conniption fit over little shit. So I'm just saying, where am I going? Okay, I know where. I think, yeah, I know where. Okay. Anyway, so that's it, y'all. I just wanted to say, check this dude out. I'm hoping to see more of him. I think this video is a few months old. I am very, I'm very, like, what's the word? Late. And honestly, I'm not much of a hip-hop person. I like some hip-hop, but it's just been so corrupted. And I guess there's some good guys out there on YouTube, but I'm a freak. I like rock music. I listen to a lot of world music, a lot of foreign music, so I'm not even really hip to a lot of the current music and celebrities. I just found out who Cardi B was like a month ago. So my friend showed me. She was like, "You don't know who Cardi B is?" I was like, "I don't know. Like, is that some cigarettes? Like, what is that?" And she's like, "Oh my god." So I'm not really hip, but like that's just me. I know people are like shocked and I'm black. They're like, "You don't know hip hop." Like, I know old school hip hop, but you know, I've always just like kind of edgy, weird, freaky music and rock music and classic rock music. So I mean, a good song is a good song, though. If I hear some good hip-hop, I will blast that shit, because it's good. Whether it's opera or African choir music or Brazilian or like Russian or whatever, if it's good music, I don't care. A good song is a good song. But anyway, okay, that's my wrap for today, y'all. Talk to you later. Peace and love. Bye-bye. Mwah.